Hare Krishna. We continue reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is. We are on chapter 6, Dhyan Yoga, text 28. Yunjan evam sadatmanam yogi vigata kalmashaha sukhena brahma samsparsham atyantam sukham ashnute. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Shilpa Prabhupada. Thus the self-controlled yogi, constantly engaged in yoga practice, becomes free from all material contamination and achieves the highest stage of perfect happiness in transcendental loving service to the Lord. Self-realization means knowing one's constitutional position in relationship to the Supreme. The individual soul is part and parcel of the Supreme, and his position is to render transcendental service to the Lord. This transcendental contact with the Supreme is called Brahma Samsparsha. So, Krishna has been speaking to Arjuna about how to perform Ashtanga Yoga in this chapter, and he's telling him of the perfection. The perfection is transcendental loving service to the Lord. And in that stage, he achieves the highest perfect happiness. Krishna is telling Arjuna that what does the Ashtanga Yogi gain by all the practice that he did, control the mind and the senses, went to the forest, did meditation. And what does he do? That all his material desires are gone. He's understood his own constitutional position in relationship to God. He's understood who is God, who is he himself, and he is also understood that it's his position to engage in transcendental loving service to God. That is self-realization. And this contact with God is called Brahma Samsparsha. Brahma Samsparsha. So self-realization means knowing our original position, constitutional position in relationship to God, that I am an individual soul, I am a part and parcel of God. When we completely understand it, that is self-realization. And in that position, when we engage, when we understand our relationship with Lord is to render transcendental service to him, then that is Brahma Samsparsha. Sarva bhutastham atmanam sarva bhutani chatmani ikshate yoga yuktatma sarvatra sarma darshanaha. A true yogi observes me in all beings and also sees every being in me. Indeed, the self-realized person sees me, the same Supreme Lord, everywhere. So then what does a true yogi, what does he do? How is he seeing the self-realized person? A Krishna conscious yogi is the perfect seer because he sees Krishna, the Supreme, situated in everyone's heart as super soul, Paramatma. Ishvara sarva bhutanam hriddeshe arjuna tishtati. The Lord in his Paramatma feature is situated both within both the heart of the dog and that of a Brahmana. The perfect yogi knows that the Lord is eternally transcendental and is not materially affected by his presence in either a dog or a Brahmana. So a perfect yogi, a self-realized person, he's already revived his Krishna consciousness. He can see perfectly. Why? Because he's not seeing the different bodies. He's not seeing the outside covering. What is he seeing? He's seeing that the Paramatma is there in everyone's heart. The Paramatma is in the heart of the dog, and the Paramatma is there in the heart of the Brahman also. And he's also seeing the individual soul in the heart. So he's seeing things as they are. Ishvara sarva bhutanam hriddeshe arjuna tishtati. That Krishna is there in everyone's heart. God is there in everyone's heart as the Paramatma. And because he's in the heart of a dog, it doesn't mean that God has become a dog. No, God is always God. God can never become anything else. He's always God. So that is the supreme neutrality of the Lord. The individual soul is also situated in the individual heart, but he is not present in all the hearts. That is the distinction between the individual soul and the super soul. So now, the individual soul, the living entity, I am inside my body. I am the soul. I am inside this body. Next to me sitting is Paramatma. God is sitting next to me. And God is sitting next to you also in your heart and next to everyone. But I am not in your heart. Only you are in your heart. Similarly, you are not in my heart. The individual soul cannot be everywhere, but the Paramatma is everywhere. This is the point we have to understand. That we are not all-pervading, we are not omnipresent. Only God is omnipresent, and we are not God. And so that's why we are not omnipresent. We are present only in one place. That's all. One place at one time, in one body. That is the distinction between the soul and the super soul. One who is not factually in the practice of yoga cannot see so clearly. So how can this become more clear? When one engages in yoga. And the yoga for this age is the Harinam Sankirtan Yagya. That is the yoga for this age. A Krishna conscious person can see Krishna in the heart of both the believer and the non-believer. So now if someone does not believe in God, someone does not believe that there is Paramatma in me, does it mean that the Paramatma is not there in their heart? What do you think? Suppose I believe that Paramatma is not in my heart. Does it mean really that the Paramatma is not in my heart?
Paramatma is always there.
Yeah, it's true. Whether I believe or no, he is always there. Thank you. Yes, my belief has nothing to do with the fact. The fact is the fact. In the Smriti, this is confirmed as follows. Atatatva cha matratva cha atma hi paramo harihi. The Lord, being the source of all beings, is like the mother and the maintainer. As the mother is neutral to all different kinds of children, the Supreme Father or Mother is also. Consequently, the Super Soul is always in every living being. So all the souls come from God. All souls are part and parcel of God. So he's equal to all of us. All of us he's equal to. Like the parents are equal to all the children. But if some children want to spend more time with the parent, a more loving relation to the parent, automatically the parent will spend more time with them. That is automatic. That is natural. But otherwise, the parent, he maintains all. So outwardly also, every living being is situated in the energy of the Lord, as will be explained in the 7th chapter. The Lord has primarily two energies, the spiritual or superior and the material or inferior. So with all the souls, all living entities, we are always in the energy of the Lord, sometimes in the material energy, sometimes in superior energy. When we are in the material world, we are in the material energy. When we are engaging in devotional service, pure platform, or in the spiritual world, that is spiritual energy. So the living entity, or the part of the superior energy, is conditioned by the inferior energy. The living entity is always in the Lord's energy. Every living entity is situated in him in one way or another. So we are all parts of God, and we are always situated in the energy of God. We are either situated in God's material energy or God's spiritual energy. We are actually God's superior energy. But But because we are tiny, we are parts of God. We are not God. We are parts of God. So we have this tendency to get covered by the material energy. That's why we are here in the material world. But the point to understand is whether in the material world or spiritual world, we are always situated in the energy of God. There is no place which is not pervaded by the energy of God. Yeah. The yogi sees equally because he sees that all living entities, although in different situations, according to the results of fruitive work, in all circumstances, remain the servants of God. While in the material energy, the living entity serves the material senses, and while in the spiritual energy, he serves the Supreme Lord directly. In either case, the living entity is the servant of God. This vision of equality is perfect in a person in Krishna consciousness. So the Krishna conscious person, he can see things as they are. He can see that the souls who are here in the material world, they are also servants of God. Each and every soul is a servant of God. So in the material world, although we say, no, I'm God myself. I'm not anyone's servant, I'm God. But what's the fact, what's happening is that we are serving the material senses. We are serving our body, we are serving our material senses. And who does it belong to? It belongs to God. So indirectly, we are still serving God. And in the spiritual world, of course, everyone is happily engaged in the service of God. So in either case, each and every soul is a servant of God. And this is how a Krishna conscious person can understand the truth, and he can understand the position of everyone.
Krishna, 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 Krishna.
Is that okay? So he sees everyone as part and parcel of God. He is not making any distinction based on outward bodily differences or any other material differences. He is situated on the liberated platform, on the spiritual platform. So he can understand everyone as parts and parcels of God. Any comments or anything to add?
No,
then we'll stop here. Thank you so much for listening and enjoying it. Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.